Okay. Well, good morning, Wellspring, and everybody out in Zoom land. Welcome to May 17th, 2026. That still sounds like science fiction to me. We're in the 21st century. Well, for those who don't know me, I am confused. No, my name is Vicki Avery, and I'm a member of the board. And I will be serving as your podium assistant today. Today is a very special day. Any day that I wake up, I consider it a special day. But it's exceptionally special today, and you'll find out why. As always, we have a few opportunities, as Shirley Angel Love says. Early Bird meets Sunday mornings at 9:30 via Zoom. The link is in the weekly email or on the website. Today, our speaker for her swan song is Judy Bethmann. Next week is Reverend Kamatara. And the last day of May, on the 31st, will be Reverend Pamela Ivancha. Thursday evening group continues to meet on, how convenient, Thursday nights. And get coordinates from either Cleona or Edward. What are you all studying now or reviewing now?
Mystery teachings.
Mystery teachings. Can you tell me about it, or is it a mystery? Okay, so you have to show up to find out what the mystery teachings are. Okay. The May-June Science of Mind magazine is now available in the bookstore, and the price has gone up to $12, so that's $6 per month. And the board did vote that we are going to stop having that because you can actually get it cheaper if you get your own individual subscription. So we do have some copies now, so get them while you can. And coming up, May 23rd, that's next Saturday, is our farewell dinner for Judy Bethmann, which we are fondly referring to for our Reverend Mother, the Last Supper. So it's at Cattle Baron at 5 p.m. And if you could give me an idea if you're going to be there, so we have an idea of how many to have on the reservation, and so you'll have a seat at the table. And on Saturday, May 30th, Reverend Uki McIsaac will be doing a guided angel meditation followed by angel messages for those who are in attendance, and that's going to be held at True Art of the Earth in Mesilla. And the theme of the month is Awakening. So there is limited seating, and if you'd like to attend, please call True Art and reserve a seat. And there's the phone number up there. And as always, our prayer team is ready to serve and to support you. You may submit a request via our webpage, or we do have hard copies back there you can fill out and give to Edward. The prayer team meets virtually on Tuesday afternoons at 4:15 to pray with you. You may consider sitting in your quiet space during that time. We know that we are one in spirit, and the energy of prayer knows no limit. And now, if you'd like to get comfortable in your seats, we'll do an invocation. Mother, Father, God, Great Spirit, the all that is, the universal life force that flows in, through, and around each and every one of us, is here with us today as we celebrate as a spiritual community here at Wellspring. And this is a very special day because we are here with love to support our beloved Judy as she begins the new chapter on her life journey. We know that we will go with her in her heart and thoughts, and she will always remain with her memories of all that she has done to be of service for Wellspring. We know that all is in divine order, that she will have a safe journey and have a very comfortable transition into her new life in the Midwest. We all say together, and so it is. And now, if you would, please stand for our song of joy, the Hymn of Promise.
In the fall there is a flower, in the seed an apple tree, in the clothes there is a promise, butterflies will soon be free. In the cold and snow of winter, there's a spring that's yet to be. Unrevealed until its season, something God alone can see. There's a song in every silence, singing word and melody. There's a dawn in every darkness, bringing hope to you and me. From the past will come the future, what it holds a mystery. Unrevealed until its season, something God alone can see. In our end is our beginning, in our time infinity. In our love there is believing, in our life eternity. In our death is our transition, and the mask of victory. Unrevealed until its season, something God alone can see.
That was really pretty. You guys are great. Okay. I guess I don't have to say now you can be seated. If you would please, let's recite together our vision, mission, and affirmation. Our vision: to support spiritual consciousness in our world. And our mission: to support individual spiritual quest through celebration, study, counsel, loving fellowship, and service. And our affirmation: God in me attracts others who reveal a rich blend of love, joy, and fellowship. I know that my path is an expression of my sacred self. Therefore, I grow with full intensity. My personal journey is a blessing and a light to all, and so it is. And that was written by our beloved Reverend Sam. And now, for a special musical treat, we have Barry and Judy.
We didn't rehearse this part.
Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm on. I'm on here. I feel like the. Now you can hear me, right? Hopefully I don't blast you out. Okay, for those of you that don't know, we spent the last 48 well, almost 48 hours in a garage sale. So I'm pretty tired. Initially, we weren't going to, we were going to have the garage sale 2 weeks ago, but then the band put their concert on the Saturday that we were going to have the garage sale. Because who wants to do 2 days of garage sale and then come and speak? But silly goose. So my voice is pretty tired. We'll just grab a note and hang on. Okay. When I am down and oh, my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdens me, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I stand on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. There is no life without its hunger. Each restless heart beats so imperfectly. But when you come and I am filled with wonder, I think I know I glimpse eternity. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I stand on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulder. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be. Do you notice me wobble? You can turn me off. Thank you.
She didn't know if she could get through it without crying. You done good, kid.
Thank you.
You just missed her. But she's singing again. And yesterday at Dowsing, we had an amazing time. And it's nice, Jean, that you came back through the portal to join us today.
And I brought cake.
And she brought cake. Thank you. Did you bring it from the other side?
Almost. I was halfway here, and then the little note on my steering wheel that said cake. I turned around, went back to the refrigerator garage, and got it, and came back.
And we thank you for that. Judy loves chocolate cake. All right. Well, now it's time for the reading. Judy pulled this together. It's Ernest Holmes talking on faith. Faith as a creative power. Holmes viewed faith not merely as passive belief, but as an active, creative force. He emphasized that the mind is a magnet, attracting what it identifies with, and that faith can overcome fear by focusing thought on positive outcomes rather than limitations or obstacles. Faith, in this sense, is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, shaping the power of thought and imagination. Faith in the universal mind. Central to Holmes' philosophy is the concept of the universal mind or God force, an intelligent, creative energy that permeates all life. Faith allows individuals to align with this universal mind, effectively becoming co-creators of their experiences. By sustaining belief in a particular outcome, one can bring it into manifestation as the law of mind responds to dominant thoughts and beliefs of the individual. Practical application. Holmes encouraged practical exercises in faith, such as forming clear mental patterns of desired outcomes, holding them with assurance, and acting as though they were already true. This approach emphasizes expectancy and visualization, reinforcing the idea that faith is both a mental and spiritual discipline that produces tangible results in life. In essence, Ernest Holmes taught that faith is an active, creative alignment with the universal mind, capable of transforming thought into reality. It is a tool for overcoming fear, manifesting desires, and realizing the inherent power within an individual co-creating their life experiences. By cultivating faith, one taps into the infinite supply of spiritual substance, enabling healing, prosperity, and personal fulfillment. And so it is. And now, I am so excited to be able to introduce our very own Judy Bethmann.
Thank you, darling. Am I on? I will be. Testing. Can you hear me? Well, there's good news and bad news. The bad news is I couldn't wear any funky glasses today. The good news is they're all packed. Okay? Well, this talk is not as profound as my talk in March. That one was a real rip snorter. And several people commented about how, I'm sorry, Cleona, okay. Several people commented to me and how the thoughts of Edgar Cayce distilled through my research really hit home for them. This talk is more a presentation from personal privilege as I reveal my perspective of my faith journey. So my title is, My Life Path is the Wellspring of My Faith. Remember in the Golden Girls, Sophia would say, picture, Sicily, 1938. Remember she would do that? Well, I'm not going that far back, but to growing up in Skokie, Illinois in the 1950s. When I was 4, I was the impetus that got my parents to go to a church. So as a result, I grew up as a United Methodist and did all the expected things, attending Sunday school, sing in the choir, go to church camp, being confirmed. Well, you get the idea, right? And then I went to a Methodist university. So I was pretty Methodist through and through. And during my tenure as teacher in Iowa, I was choir director for 3 different Methodist churches. And sometimes a parishioner would come and say, Judy, I got more of your anthem than I did out of the sermon. So I said, shh, we won't tell the minister that. You know? But often, that's true. Although I tried to lead a goodly, productive life, I felt there was something missing. In my chosen profession as a music teacher, I knew I wanted to share the love and joy of music whenever and wherever I could. But that didn't seem quite enough for me. In 2001, when I came to Las Cruces, I searched for a church home. And after an intensive exploration of traditional and New Thought churches, none seemed at that time to be a good fit for me. So I decided God and I would commune on Sundays and on my wonderful trumpet vine covered patio with dog Ginger in my lap and cup of coffee in my hand. And that's what happened for about a year and a half, until at a choir or chorale picnic, Nancy Ritchie, who was director at the time, I was telling her about my search for churches, and she said, well, why don't you try Sam's church? Well, okay, I'll try, you know. And so I went. Now, at that time, the church met at the Ark Center. And when I walked in, the warmth and the generosity of spirit sort of smacked me in the face. Then I heard Sam preach a sermon that I never heard a minister preach before. You know, I can't even remember what it was, but it impacted me in such a profound way that I wanted to find out more about this Ernest Holmes guy and what science of mind is all about. Also, several people smiled at me and gave me a hug, and when you've been hugged by Geneva Collins, you know you've been hugged. I didn't know it at the time, but I was on a faith journey called the 5 Stages of Spiritual Awakening. Stage 1, unconsciousness. This was prevalent in my quasi-adult life between the ages of 18 and 33. In this realm, my ego held on to a tight grip on reacting to life rather than shaping it. I was like an unconscious automaton going through the motions of living, viewing life as something that was happening to me. It was a life of doing and not of being. I had a skewed view of the world and my place in it. How, where, with whom became a frantic search because I wasn't fitting into the societal norms of motherhood and marriage. That should be the other way around. Marriage and motherhood. Well, maybe not. Okay. And you know, I felt selfish because other than my teaching job and my choir director job, it was all about me. I had nothing else to worry about except my first cat. You know? I felt guilty, and it's within this stage that something grated on me as if my soul required something more. The second stage of spiritual awakening is ego death. This happened after the biological clock ceased pounding in my head around the age of 35. Obviously, this was not a physical demise, but was a dissolution of a belief system and of who I truly was. It was a transformative stage, and I came to the realization that my current beliefs about myself and my relationship to God needed revamping. I felt like there was a hole in the essence of my true being, whatever that was. All the societal conditioning and belief systems no longer sufficed. And since I felt I was failing anyway, or so I thought, a search to find my karma began. This revamping left me with a sense of detachment, and it marked the starting point of my spiritual growth in earnest. It was during that time I saw the PBS program with Bill Moyers and Joseph Campbell on myths and religion. Changed my life. And it talked about religious dogma being just that, dogma. And that the ego isn't the true self. As a result, I had the space to become more self-aware, and my authentic self started to emerge, which conveniently coincided with my move to the land of enchantment. Stage 3 is called the search, and this happened about 2001 when I moved to New Mexico. This displays a heightened awareness of self. I search for the truth to unravel the mysteries of the reason for my existence. I read, I participated in study groups. Whichever and what methods became available, I was open to, as long as my solar plexus told me it was okay. I'm a firm solar plexus believer. So I explored EFT tapping, chakra balancing, aura observing, Reiki, dowsing, aromatherapy, vibrational frequencies, and gene keys. I embraced all the thoughts and ideas. This just confirmed to my family that I was really woo-woo and had gone off the deep edge. But I had the sincere desire to grasp the understanding of the essence of God and my relationship to spirit, and what exactly was my purpose on the planet. This wasn't an academic pursuit of the existential questions, but a heartfelt exploration to provide clarity in my life. Through a lot of soul searching, Spirit showed me that my quest was through knowledge gained by my spiritual readings and study, and that I was sent to be a conduit of God's love. Once I acknowledged this, my life calmed down enormously, and I was more contented. The fourth step is the emergence of the authentic self. Somehow, and I can't tell you exactly when or where, but it was in 2013, and that was also when I retired. So I had more opportunities for exploration. This phase was rather scary, since it stripped away the ego's pretense. Well, I wasn't a teacher anymore. Where's my self-worth? And I slowly began the pursuit to find and understand my true essence. I shed things. I shed things, in case you didn't hear that word correctly. I shed things, people, and situations that no longer served me. I became more relaxed, less anxious, and lighter in my being. Although in many ways things seemed to be in upheaval, this also provided the space for new energetic frequencies. It was this stage where things were still a little fuzzy, but there were times when clarity presented itself and then would fade into the ether. It was somewhat frustrating, and both confusing and reassuring at the same time. This dichotomy really kept life interesting. Fortunately, I surrounded myself with like-minded people, particularly here at Wellspring, that made my quest less lonely, as I realized that we are all pathwalkers. The final step is life of alignment. It's in the now. I'm trying to get in alignment with spirit. This step goes beyond the authentic self and becomes the harmonious integration of every aspect of self in the surrounding world. I have now found a profound connection with all facets of existence, a deeper connection of the soul, the mind, and the body. I became more compassionate with myself in accepting my limitations and in a forgiving embrace of my imperfections, little as they are. This was a true come to Jesus moment, as I realized if God, knowing who I really was and forgives me through grace, then why should I withhold forgiving myself? Am I smarter than God? This idea also extends to my perception of others and their limitations, with the unique understanding that everyone is doing the best they can and that we are all a work in progress. Realization of the interconnectedness of other humans also led me to the embrace of the cosmos, Gaia, and spirit as never before. I feel like I vacillate between steps 4 and steps 5. Perhaps we fully manifest step 5 when we make our transition. I don't know. But it's like simultaneously being in the 3rd and the 5th dimension. Well, walking into Wellspring and exploring Science Mind was a needed confirmation as well as an enhancement of all these thoughts. Did I grasp it all? No. But it coalesced into Bethmann's 3 axioms of Science of Mind. Here's your quiz. The first step is it's all God. It's all spirit. The second step, the answer is love. The third step, let's say that with more enthusiasm. The first step, it's all
God.
The second step, the answer is
Love.
the third step,
Change your thinking, change your life.
right. The first two steps were pretty easy for me to accept, but that third one was a rather difficult concept to grasp and to own. Remember, gave a talk on why can't I change my thinking? We found out how difficult changing a habit was because it's imprinted on the cellular level. For many of us, though, that's our continual work. When I look at people, I now realize that there is no separation. Do they mirror my own soul at different stages of my journey? Perhaps even in different incarnations? I now know that every time I look to an extended circumstance or a person as the source of my suffering or joy, I leak my divine essence. Once we own our own happiness, we can no longer blame anyone or anything else. Deciding to relinquish ego over spirit is an enormous step. To let go and let God, for an assertive female like me, continues to be part of my faith journey. But my joy is within. Just how have I grown in my faith? Well, I learned that the Holy Spirit isn't a vague theological concept, a specter floating out there in the ether somewhere, but is a divine intelligence forever present in my consciousness. This is my lifeline and a requirement for spiritual rebirth and for my awakening. I started to have daily communion with Spirit. This omniscience knows me better than I know myself and confirmed that I am transforming from who I was to who I was created to be. Do you choose to live in spirit today knowing that it requires daily renewal? Like plugging in that cell phone so you have the charge going? Okay. Life drains us, even if we're doing works, good works, that it impacts your worship. Worship is a strategic tool, not an obligation. Prayer or spiritual mind treatment becomes an authentic dialogue, not a petition. Asking declares separation. Declaring activates unity. That was such a mind bender for me. From little on, we're talking to ask God for things, bargaining with God. Oh, God, if you grant me this, I will do that. All those years of conditioning took a long while to reset. Remember, the greatest prayer you can give is thank you. Mhm. The divine is trying to speak to us constantly, but we tend to listen, as Eckhart Tolle would say, with our egoic ears. God is not silence. It's just we're too loud. In the distractions of the busyness of our lives, we must tune ourselves to listen to that one small voice. To hear, we sometimes must quiet ourselves, either through prayer or meditation. And I listen to soft music. You know, a while back we had the saying, what would Jesus do? And it became somewhat of a joke. But really, that's the way we must walk our talk. Walking the talk is what we all try to do, but let's face it, some days are more successful than others. But Spirit doesn't make a checklist. It doesn't want perfection. It just wants progress in the trying. It allows us our humanness. Spirit knows our hearts, and that's why we keep going in this pursuit. Once I realized and confirmed that I was a spiritual being living a human existence as God's representative on this earth plane, the question of what is my purpose became a moot point. But that's the hard part, isn't it? Living in Christ consciousness is the real challenge. Trying to shift from a being of doing to a being of just being, plus living in daily alignment, is my continual quest in my chosen path. I have the confirmation that I'm exactly where I need to be, that every detour I took, every mistake I made, every lost moment, none of it was really a loss. It was providing me with the opportunities for learning and growth. It was building a solid foundation, acknowledging that I can do what needs to be done and survive. The spiritual timetable didn't consider my age or the size of my body, but it was concerned with the readiness of my soul. What I'm fascinated with is that science and spirituality are growing closer and closer together. Quantum physics reveals that what spirituality calls soul memory might be our consciousness extracting other timelines in the quantum field. Whew. The latest research is that all possible versions of reality exist simultaneously. Max Planck, the father of quantum physics, saw the quantum strangeness as a reflection of the divine mind. That past and future aren't separate from each other, but different coordinates on a multi-layered landscape. Science and spirituality are not separate domains, but are intertwined aspects of the deeper truth. As science explores spooky entanglement at a distance, spirituality says we are all one in spirit. String theory is concerned with vibrational energies and how it relates to the universe, and spiritual evolution does the same. We are vibrational beings of the divine. Perhaps our brain is just a receiver tuned into a fundamental frequency of the universe, and we call it consciousness. It's as if the universe and quantum field constantly signal to our biological architecture. Maybe our brain is just a radio-like receiver which allows the universe's signal to transform it into thoughts. I now realize that evil is a low vibration and just the absence of light, a temporary distortion of the divine flow. Conversely, love is the light and the highest of all vibrations. Number 2. The deeper quantum science delves into the complexities that presented by the universe, like multi-layered. If you look at something, it changes the outcome of that something. Or how can a photon of light be a wave and a particle? We are now approaching the intersection of science, philosophy, and spirituality. If I could, I really, the next decade, I'd like to see what's going to happen. I really do. Reverend Sam had me in mind when he generated, God in me attracts others who reveal a rich blend of love, joy, and fellowship. I know that my path is an expression of my sacred self. Therefore, I glow with full intensity. My personal journey is blessing and a light to all. He knew me. And now, as I embark on another major life change, I'm confident that this is what I'm meant to do. Plus, I have the blessed assurance that all is in divine right order. I'm eager to see what Spirit has in store for me in Illinois. Will I miss my life here in New Mexico for these past 25 years? You bet. I will miss the weather and the mountains. I will definitely miss the musical and other groups that I've participated in. More importantly, I will miss you, who are not only friends, but my chosen family, my light worker, soul family. And I thank you. You are the greatest blessings in my life. And so it is. Yep. I'm singing now. Now you have homework in the song, okay? When I sing, you can do the echo, okay? You'll know the song because it's probably been in the hymnody for 190 years, maybe even 200, okay? What? It was way before we were born. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. Through life's bitter lessons, though trials should come, let this blessed assurance control. Spirit provides in my helpless estate, giving peace as a balm for my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. And thus haste the day when faith brights the light, and clouds roll back as a scroll. My heart shall proclaim with spirit's delight, all is well, I'm in peace with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. Good job.
Is it well with your souls? Awesome. When I think of Judy moving, I don't have tears of sadness because I have been so blessed to have her as a friend for all these years. They're tears of joy, and I'm excited for you for your new chapter in your life journey. And I'm going to miss you. Okay, now it's time for passing of the tithe basket. Thank you, Sharon. As we acknowledge and receive our virtual and in-person gifts, we give great thanks for these offerings already given and those we will be receiving, because we know that giving and receiving are both part of one flow. We affirm that we are also part of that flow. We bless these gifts and know that they are multiplied throughout our community. And so it is. Before we continue with the regular schedule, guess what? We want to tell you how much we love you. And so Jim is passing out a little something. Do y'all remember Carol Burnett? Ready? We're so glad we had this time together, just to sit and laugh and sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, it's a time we'll have to say so long. Judy said she's not going to say goodbye. She's just saying happy trails, see you later. So there are a number of folks that have contributed to the production of today's service. First of all of you for being here, and you out in Zoom land. And we have Cleona on camera, Brenda back as techie, and Barry. It's always very nice when you're here sharing your music. Edwin, thank you for sharing your gift of music. And of course, our beloved Judy Bethmann. Let's give her a round of applause for the beautiful song she sang today. So thank you for joining us in Zoom land. You can stick around and visit if you'd like. And we have chocolate cake that Jean brought to celebrate Judy. So if you would please stand if you're able and read with me our benediction and then followed by our peace song.